Hey everybody, I am Samwise and this is Sierra Alpha Tango, the channel where I talk very occasionally about backpacking equipment. And I wanted to do a little video discussing my go-to stove cook set, eating set combo that I've put together. It's taken me a few years of tinkering and developing to really get to a point where I'm happy with it. And I had a field test with it recently and I'm very proud of it. We'll start, I guess, from the top down. This is a Caldera Cone. Well, no. Cat. That was my cat being an asshole as usual. So the stove itself is a Esbit Titanium Stove. I picked this up as a piece of emergency equipment to keep with my day pack. Originally it was just kind of a fluke emergency thing, but the more I used it, the more I really liked it. I found that if I was out on a trail on a cold day, I could heat a cup of coffee up very easily. I could have a quick hot meal. I liked it. I loved how lightweight it was. I loved how compact it was. I loved that it was quiet. The only downside is it was so unfocused. All the heat, all the hot combustion gases would just kind of go everywhere, radiate out of it. And so more often than not, I ended up with lukewarm cups of beverage or lukewarm meals. And I wanted to improve efficiency a little bit. So that's where this came in. This is a Caldera Cone. This is made by Trail Designs, and it's really a cool thing. You can tell it's designed by engineers because it's very practical and very minimalistic and just purely focused on functionality. And what it does, it sits over my stove. It suspends my cup or your pot over the flame, and then it helps trap all of those hot combustion gases up against the cup. It helps reflect heat back inward so it isn't going out. And it suspends the cup. It's a cup holder too. It's really great. With this alone, I was able to boil a cup of water in it for the first time. I've never been able to bring a cup of water with my Esbit to a full rolling boil, and I was really happy that it worked. Of course, the star of this program is my 600 milliliter Snow Peak mug. I bought this when titanium was just starting to become a popular thing. You know, all the cool kids had the titanium gear. And I felt like such a poser that I scrubbed the titanium label partially off with a green scour pad. In the end, it just looked like I obliterated the word titanium off of my mug and didn't conceal my shame at being a poser. So this is where all of the cooking happens. You can see it's nicely sooted up. It's got some nice dings and scrapes in it, and I love it. Sucker's been with me through thick and thin. The problem is, it could only really do 2 cups. I really wanted 2 cups of boiling water and 1 cup of hot water. So that way I could have a hot meal and I could have a hot cup of tea. And I wanted 1 cube of fuel to be able to make that work. Well, that's where I learned about 4 Dog Stove Company. Don runs it with his wife. It's a really awesome little mom and pop shop out in Minnesota. And they sell these lids for various pots for about 15 bucks. There's a whole ridiculous issue that happened with me where I was having them ship my lid to my family's P.O. box and the post office wouldn't recognize my name, and so they kept shipping it back to Dawn and blah 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 blah. I finally had them ship it to me under my wife's name, and then it showed up, and it completed the set. I was able to boil 2 cups of water and heat 1 cup of water and have a perfectly happy meal on a single tablet of Esbit. I'm really happy with that. So now I have hot water. I have a cup. Where does it go from there? Well, that's my next step. This is a Hamhock Outdoor Gear Reflectix Koozie. And I've been wanting to make an episode about this, but Hamhock has gone out of business. And so these things are unobtainium, and I feel bad recommending people go and find them. There are other companies that make them, but this one is mine. I've had it for years. So it has a little Velcro tab, and it has a really nice gusset so it can stand up with a packet of food. And inside I keep 2 tiny binder clips to help close up packages of homemade meals. And so I just put my bag of food in here. I pour in my hot water. I stir. I close it all up and I let it sit for 20 minutes. And then I have a perfectly hot meal that's perfectly hydrated and it's really low fuss. And I eat it with my Toaks titanium spoon. I used a Snow Peak spoon for a long time, but I found that this polished bowl is easier to clean and I like it. So, with 5 tablets of fuel, which for me is enough for 4 days of dinners, plus 1 extra in case I want a hot cup of something to drink somewhere down the line, plus a lighter, plus all of this equipment, my whole setup comes out to 11.2 ounces. It's the lightest setup I have for a complete stove, cook set, eating set, all of it. I've designed it primarily around the idea that someday I would like to do the Tahoe Rim Trail, and this will be my go-to setup because I can get 4 days or 1 good leg at a time out of it for very low weight. So that's my lightweight setup. I'm very happy with it. I'm very proud of the effort I put into it. I feel like I've gotten exactly what I want out of this system. It works very well, and I'm happy with it. I hope you might be able to find some useful grain of information out of this and come up with a system that works for you. Thank you for tuning in, I very much appreciate it. If you have any thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. If you thought this was helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up, and if you found my babbling useful, then I would appreciate it if you subscribed.